And
Now
I'm
approaching
down.
the more difficult section of the track, which is going to be the chicane. And I think we're going to see a lot of overtaking, a lot of brave overtaking maneuvers right here into the chicane. And hopefully some fun ones out of the chicane as well.
Perhaps we have to do the introductions again, I'm dumb. Because I forgot, if it's YouTube, it's not Twitch. And with Twitch, you just start it on the Streamlabs or whenever you have, and you can just start from there. On YouTube, you have to start your Streamlabs and then start to stream on YouTube. So, hello guys. My name is Bislam. I'll be your main commentator for tonight. We have the Ford GT40 and versus the Ferrari 330 B4 at the Daytona International Circuit. Of course, with the chicane and everything. And my secondary commentator for tonight is Vaps.
Hello. That was a very scuffed introduction. Apologies for the poor broadcasting showcase for tonight, but I promise everything will go uphill from here as more and more cars will be going onto track. As Nathan has already said, a 52.7, which is very close to what I predicted would be on pole time, and I believe he's going to be aiming to improve that over the next 5 minutes at least. As others have been putting in 53s, 54s, and 55s. So then, from what I saw in practice, the lap times are pretty spread apart. You're going to see a lot of varying pace on this track.
You can see the two fastest cars now being not actually second. I would say around 300. No, actually 3 times. Mistakes happen. 300s apart from each other, with both the Ferraris being up top. As you can see, the Ferrari is being the dominant car of this race, with the best Ford being Alexander Gray on 6th place, on 7th place. Thank you, Oliver Poe. And yeah, beautiful Daytona, with one of the most banked corners on the Hall of Earth that you have here in America. Very simple names for Americans to remember, so easier for us. Still better than Thunderbird, which is Spain to commentate, but yeah.
I mean, don't count the Fords out yet, because there hasn't been a competitive lap time set, unless the 5 minutes 2 is the competitive lap time. In that case, the Fords are pretty much out of the race. But I feel like the Fords could still set some really good lap times and actually compete with the Ferraris, and I hope that's going to happen. Otherwise, people might be raging and say that the race was rigged from the start. As Nathan actually improves by like half a second. That's insane.
Yeah,
so the 52.2.
Nathan will be full of surprises for you. I know you're new here, so Nathan is
I'm
one
looking
of the
at
powerhouses right here with the TKR boys, which is Nathan Older, John Ford, Andrew Clegg, and there should have been a fourth one, but he did not count due to personal issues.
Yeah, if you look at the scoreboard, Nathan Older is actually at first with quite a significant margin, actually. And the fact that he's in first here doesn't even surprise me a bit. We do have the two fighting for the first place in the championship. There's still a lot of rounds to go, so all to play for. But the two on top of the timing table right now are also the two on top of the championship. So this is going to be an interesting battle.
For the championship standings, as it goes, just give me a second, I'll pull it up on my screen. Not on stream, but yeah. The battle for first place is Nathan Older, Lucas Gulicek, and Victor, with Victor actually not being here for this round. So it will be the battle of these two titans and seeing who can go the fastest around Daytona. Both of them have the Ferraris, as Vap said. Both of them are on top, so we will see if anything interesting happens. Maybe we will see a little bit of a rivalry spark up between those two. Then from 4th place, that's John Ford, the 10th, which is Isaac Johansson. There's a battle for 4th place with John being on the grid. Ryan Skywalker did not make it for now, but let's hope he makes it till qualifying ends. Litlium Skitlium, first name, last name, a little skill, or for now as he is, Senor Skill, is in 6th place. Huge Ass is in 7th. He's not on the grid as well. 8th is Roger Sale, who is on the grid right now and maybe could improve on some positions. Also driving the Ferrari, as well as John Fortis and Lewis Gill is as well driving the Ferrari. Keith, who did not make it at this time, he again for personal issues he did not come. But yeah, and Isaac Johansson, who is not on track as well. And then we just have under top 10, but that's not interesting.
I mean, Nicholas Barriant is still pretty close to the top 10. He's only... He's actually pretty close. If some of the top 10 doesn't score points, and Barriant does, which is looking very much like it, with a mid-53 lap time in qualifying, he might actually be able to enter that top 10 battle. So...
Seemed like Hughes is in the voice chat with the guys, and I will maybe get a spam of rage because I don't think he can join the server. But
that would be very unfortunate.
I don't think he can because I haven't added his name if I remember correctly. But life's life. You should have registered in race attendance. That's not my fault.
Now with only 30 seconds remaining, Nathan has actually improved again on his time.
And he is, I want to say, second ahead, but seemed like Gulicek actually got faster as well in his time. Passes forward, being Mad Bull on 8th. Alex dropping down to 12th. Put it back up to 10th place. I stand corrected. But there's Mad Bull, of course, in the iconic GT. Oh, what am I doing? In the iconic GT40 livery. That's very well known because the car is named GT40 after all. Which actually...
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, first fun fact of the day. Bobs, I have a question for you. Why is the Ford
Sure.
GT40 named GT40?
Well, I can only assume because of it's been made popular by a driver with the driver number 40.
Nope.
Or it's the 40th GT car that Ford has produced, if you look at numbers.
It was the first one, actually. It was... Have you watched Le Mans 66 or Ford vs Ferrari as the movie is named in
I
American
have not, actually.
Le Mans? You are a disgrace.
I sure am.
But it was said right there because in the regulations at that time for Le Mans and all these international races with these cars was that you have to have at least 40 inches or centimeters, I don't remember correctly now. 14 inches above the ground was that was the minimal height you have to be off the ground for these cars.
It sounds like 14 centimeters because 14 inches is quite a big space.
40 inches.
Yeah, 40 inches is quite a big space. That's an entire meter. So,
but that doesn't. So
I wouldn't quite count on that.
So it's centimeters.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh yeah, because they read it from Le Mans, so Le Mans regulations. Exactly. So it's centimeters. You are correct.
As
you haven't even
qualifying is now over. I haven't watched the movie and I know more than you. It's great. So we have Nathan Oler at the end of qualifying taking the checkered flag with a 152.0, with Gulicek on 52.7 and John Ford at 53.3 in third place. And as I said, Barriant in P4 with 53.6, with the first Ford being all the way down in ninth with a 57.8. That's a big gap, like 5.5 seconds. That's gonna be huge in the race.
It is, and as you see, already lining up on the grid, and they are not. I have to restart the session.
Very nice.
It's a circus, so what did I think?
Little technical issue, but nothing too bad.
Things happen.
There we go. Now we're on the grid.
Yeah, that's how we do it. And you are on the grid as well, seems like. No, you are not.
It's I'm not anymore. No, I was on the grid, but I teleported back, so that's good.
Yeah, that's how
so we have
the start works.
Yes. Slowly teleporting all the cars on the grid now.
Yeah, because some people left because these things happen a lot, and I just have to teach them the etiquette. I think that's the only choice for us.
Just waiting for Nathan Older to join back in as pole sitter. You do not want to leave the race.
That's
I feel like
correct.
everyone's in now. We had 15 drivers, correct?
Yes. So this is your top 10 for the first race and the end of qualifying. Nathan Oliver, Lucas Gulicek, John Ford, Nicholas Barrier, Nicholas Sharon, Andrew Gleich, Senior Skill or Low Skills as we like to know him, Roger Schul, Mad Bull, Max Luke Scam. That's your top 10. Then we have other people as well. El Ripo, who is 11th, Alexander Gray, 12th, Used Vayers, 13th, me and Wobbs don't count, Diego Teixeira, who is wait, I have the 15th, and Ryan Skywalker, who joined the grid in a Ferrari. What a disgrace! In a Ferrari at 16th place, with Nicolas Viani joining back in at 14th place. This is your grid for the first race,
Well, Spitz, I think I
and
have
I
one
don't know.
question to ask you. Will the Fords be able to mix in with the Ferraris, or will they end up as the 3 cars away in the back?
Well, it will be different with all the slipstream coming down for these straights. We will, I hope, see a very interesting race with everything. But yeah. And I have a question for you. Who will be first into turn one, which is the first break-in corner, not the start-finish corner, as I will call it?
I think that Nathan Older will still be up front in the T1. He's got the inside line after all. I think he's got the. If he can get the launch correct, then I think he's going to be first in the first corner. As the 5 lights go on and then back off, and away we go. With Nathan actually getting a really good launch out of there, going into T1, as it is the start-finish turn, as Nathan Barriant actually overtakes Gulicek for the second place. Gulicek going on the inside, and there's contact, and they're both spinning. They're off. They are both off and out. As Nathan goes first into T1, and Barriant now struggling to get back into T1.
People doing some pretty mad things down on the grid. Nathan Older just flying down into turn one. The greatest start he could have ever pulled. Andrew Gleich being second, John Ford being third. A little mistake that he made at turn one. Alexander Gray is somehow in fourth place. We will have to look for the TV because he's overtaken by a Ferrari of Nicholas Sharon. As Matt said, look at Gulicek, and who was it? Nicholas
And Nathan
Barrion.
Barriant
It's
always
Nicholas.
like again in the back. He had another contact or another spin right after T1 I saw. So he's now way behind, over 4 seconds behind P15. So there's gonna be chaos to even get back up.
You can see all the Ferraris lining up. There you go. Senior Skill, and right behind him, Used Vayers will try and overtake. Going into the first bank turn of the race. There we go. And it's like nothing is there. The Ford is so slow on the bank.
It's a
turns.
sitting duck.
Then for the Ferrari, it is a sitting duck. For all the sharks of the Ferraris, the red Ferraris, are the hunters.
We're gonna see a dive up the inside into the chicane. No, we are not. We're gonna play it safe and wait it out. There's a lockup from Alexander, and there's a little bit of contact there.
Who
does make the move stick.
Used to hear just sending it down the inside of Alexander Gray, like nothing was there. Wow. Quite amazing to see that. Here you actually can see a real battle happening on track. Nicolas Viani and Lucas Gulicek. We have 3 Nicolases on the track. Let's have some fun tonight. Lucas Gulicek has
now
the
we have
line off.
We got another Ford in a battle currently on the start-finish straight on the inside, licking the apron right as they go down into T1, having the inside.
Whoa.
As there's some major lockups there. There's so many lockups currently.
Ryan Skalker already in 10th place. Maybe we might see some team orders. I don't think we do. With Lucas Gulicek being right before him, drifting into the turn. That was a mistake by Gulicek. Getting out of the way for Mr. Skywalker, Alexander Gray, the Ford, that's 7th. As you said, I think the Fords will be sitting ducks, and they seem that to be at the end of their lifespan a little bit. Oh, Diego drifted car a little bit more than he thought he would like to. Ryan Skalker right behind him. Oh, the acceleration on that Ferrari. That's amazing to see now going round the outside like Slim Shady. Ryan Skywalker overtakes. Who was that? Yeah, Diego Teixeira.
Uh,
Now he overtakes
yeah.
Alexander Gray, or is trying to overtake
Yeah, Alex
Alexander
had a
Gray.
great launch going all the way from... It was outside of the top 10, I believe. And now he's gone back to P9 after having a great start and the rest all just missing out or making contact, having a safe start, going into P4, P5, I believe. And Ryan Skywalker's just missed the turn. He's just gone straight off.
Yeah, he'll wait for the others. He knows how to race. Now rejoining the race way for Alexander Gray. We'll see who has better acceleration. It's the Ford for now, carrying the momentum through the chicane. And now it's just a battle of wits down to turn 1. Nathan Older, fastest lap, 152.8. That's almost getting into quali times. Very great. Oh, squeezing out not the inside, the outside of the turn, and almost licks it and sends it. Bryce Galker will of course try not to overbreak himself in the turn 1. Dumps it on
As he makes an amazing move, actually, down the inside. That was great to watch. Alexander being a little bit too optimistic on the entry there. And Ryan Skywalker being careful on the entry, but very strong on the exit, being able to pass Alexander Gray there. That was an impressive move right there.
Very impressive move. Andrew Clegg will try, or will want to try and make a move on John Ford. Doesn't seem like he has the pace to do it though. So we'll look back. It's Senor Skill overtaking East Fayers, and Ryan overtaking Diego Teixeira, and Alexander Gray overtaking Gulicek, and East Fayers and Low Skill are still almost going side by side. Used having a lot of oversteer going into that turn, actually out of that turn, and Senor Skill just takes the 5th place like nothing is there. But now the slipstream in these cars is pretty fierce. It's fast, it's flowing. You just don't know when you're in front of the car. Now you'll see on the straights, the used Fayers is getting closer and closer and closer to Little Skill, and almost behind him already. And that's just the little bit of slipstream of these cars on the straight. It's quite amazing to see.
And while we're looking at the cars behind, we can see Nathan Older in P1 actually running 7 seconds ahead of John Ford in 2nd, who's also running 2 seconds ahead of Andrew Clegg. So between P1 and P3, there's already like almost 10-second gap, which is insane after only a few laps.
To know something that's more insane, Nathan might have just put a faster lap than his qualifying. 152.210, if I'm right, that's what I saw. No,
his qualifying time was actually a 52.0, if I remember correctly.
Oh, you could look it up.
So he did improve. He did improve in one of his latest laps, putting down a 52.0. So he did not go faster, but he's getting really close, and I'm very excited to see what he can do in his final laps. Already being 8 seconds ahead of John Ford. I think Spitzlam, I think for this race we can confidently say that if Nathan does not make a single mistake, no one is going to be able to catch up on him on race pace alone, and he'll be taking the W home.
So we'll see. There's also a second reverse race, so we'll see how he good is at running away and how good is he at carving through the field. We saw a little bit of carnage at turn 1, so yeah, let's see what will happen going down on the reverse race. Actually been more chaotic. Just having a spin on the inside of, I don't know, no name, that's how we'll call it. Then back onto the original circuit, Mad Bull having a lot of troubles in his Ford. Alex somehow staying into top 10. But some glitches, I'm sorry for that. Not many battles happening right now. It seems like everything has come down.
There's a few drivers making mistakes in the first section of the track. I thought the most difficult part was going to be the chicane, actually going through the chicane with a high speed, but it seems like Nicholas Sharon and Andrew Clegg are actually fighting for P3 currently, the final place of the podium for this race, as they're heading down towards the finish line. The gaps are really close. Nicholas actually lifting for a little bit. Is he going to make the same move as we saw before, going for a safe entry? As he locks up and actually overshoots the corner, Andrew does it too. Let's see if the acceleration is a bit better this time. No, it's not, as they head down to the horseshoe. Andrew
Careful,
actually
this
locking
is
up a little bit.
the Rodriguez
There's so many
International
lockups.
horseshoe. And then we have another horseshoe, which the guys will be going down. For now, I can see Ryan Skalker already approaching his another target with low skill, being that one. Now going down into the second horseshoe, which is just named horseshoe. Just Americans, they're lazy.
Very close to contact at that point, as Senior
Whoa.
Skittle actually gets very squirrely on the exit, goes over the grass, and Ryan just able to pick up a free position right there. As his lap times are very good. And if we look back down towards the grid a little bit more, we see Alexander Gray dropping to P11 already, as Nicholas Barriant actually from the back of the grid after that collision in P1 and the collision afterwards, from P16 all the way up to P10. Let's see what in less than 10 minutes. So let's see what he can make up in the final bit. As we can actually see Texera in the pits. What happened there?
Maybe some damage. I would guess that's the best answer we have for now. Senior skill and Julicek going. What happened here? Oh no, that's just a glitch in the board. So nothing happened there. Hello, Chris Lloyd, welcome to the stream. This race settled for now, as I see Roger Sale will try and overtake Max Dictiscam for the 11th position, also trying to get more points for that battle. Because Sharon overtaking Andrew Glegg and Ryan. No, that's a timing glitch as well. Oh no!
No, Andrew overshot. Andrew overshot the first corner by a very big amount, and he was actually in third place, if I remember correctly, and he's dropped down to 6th. So the margins in between P3 and P6 are lower than the margin from P2 to P1, which is just an immense showing from Nathan Older.
Back to the battle of Roger Sale and Max Dictiscam. Feels like Roger having some tough time with the braking. A lot of people actually having tough time with the braking into turn 1. I think that's the biggest enemy for these cars with the old brakes as well. And from the international horseshoe going down into the second horseshoe, the second biggest in a field corner, I guess. On the track, also a battered up Porsche, battered up Ferrari, and the battered up Ford of Max, battered up Ferrari of Roger. Also, Roger having a really good acceleration from the horseshoe, now going into no name. Don't know what happened to my timing board. Don't care a little bit. But Roger doesn't seem like he has enough pace to overtake Max for now.
It looks like the Ferrari is overall a lot stronger if you look at where the Fords are currently in relation to all the Ferraris. So Roger might be able to overtake Max after this lap. It doesn't seem too strange as they're heading down into the chicane now. Let's see if Roger can outbrake Max. He's outbraked pretty nicely. Got up to Max as Max get a little bit squirrely on the exit there, and they're now side by side as Roger has the looks like to be the better exit as he's got the high position, not tucking into the slipstream, and now there he is, and trying to go around the outside with 3 minutes remaining. Can Roger still get the overtake done and get one of the Fords another position down?
Oh, yes,
as Nathan
crashing on the track, but as well Roger still going side by side with Max Dictiscam. Also, he has the high line, Max has the low line. Oh, a little bit touch off the wall by Roger Sale. Oh, that's breaking a lot by Max Dictiscam, breaking a lot with Roger as well, and that's a double-edged knife for both of them. Max still keeps the position up, going into international horseshoe, and we will see more of these two guys battling for this position. But as well, Ryan Skalko will try and battle for the third place, starting from last place, now in fourth. That's amazing.
That's a real good drive. Yeah, I'm very impressed with that one.
And yeah, I cannot do anything with my mic. Sorry for that. Yes, it is as it is. I just have to scream more.
Already within a second.
Diego's engine went kaboom. It just exploded. I don't know how you managed to do that. Congratulations, dude. But Ryan will try and go in into the third place. Now going closer and closer. Maybe catching in some dirty air right now. Don't know. Uh,
Yeah, they're breaking into T1. We can see Nicholas and Ryan actually both getting a little bit of a lockup going into T1.
yeah, we will see what these two guys do. Diego, you will have to report if my mic is good now or not. Well, Ryan from the International Horseshoe having a lot more speed and a lot more grip. Wow. It was a very, very good takeoff from the International Horseshoe. Now going down in the Gel Horseshoe. Maybe trying to break around the inside. Oh, the outside, I'm sorry. Not even trying to out switch her and having also a better takeoff, taking a little bit of the slipstream. Oh, don't mean a little
It's
bit by a
almost
little
contact
bit.
there, actually.
There was
This
contact
car doesn't
there.
go around the outside. To get a better traction out of the exit, we can see him actually ending up behind Sharon right now. He's going to tuck into the slipstream. Actually, do you think he's going to send it down the chicane?
He actually might have place to do so now in the slipstream on in the tunnel or the first bank's corner off the track right now. Oh, touching the protect barrier like it's nothing. And just slides it off. Still not losing a big gap. Will not send it right now because of the tap off on the wall. Oh, that's a little drift by not a little. That's a drift by Nicholas Sharon. Ryan Skulker in the third place. Don't think he can catch John Ford anymore. Leaders on the final lap. And now it's just to run for his money, taking as much points as he can. Also battling for the fourth place that he can get. Wow. What a nice overtake.
Yeah, if we're going to round out the scores, to what position do we award points, Spitzon?
We award for all positions with
That means that Rogers has made a major mistake heading straight into the chicane as he just gets overtaken by Nico Viani, who just gains another position and a little bit more points. So we have Andrew Glegg going up to the horseshoe now. There's a battle for P3 actually with Ryan, Nicholas Sharon, and Senior Skittle, and with Andrew Glegg right behind him. It's going to be very close
Senior
as they head down towards the second horseshoe.
Andrew Glegg
The
will try
gaps.
and go into the horseshoe, overtakes Senior Skill, and nothing happens there. Goes up on the no name, so I will call it right now because it's easier to remember. Having 3 times, maybe he'll go a little bit wide line. No, he does not. Taking a drift from Senior Skill. That's so much better exit than Little Skill. Just what a better line. But there he goes. Little Skill around the outside, thinking he's Slim Shady out here. Guys, come on, this is not NASCAR. But still, maybe he can still overtake him. He has just a couple of corners left to go.
Not sending it on the chicane. Actually locking up a bit before going into the chicane, both drifting very wide. There's only one corner left as Nathan has finished in first place just now with John Ford trailing over 10 seconds behind him. Which is a very, very big gap. As something happened behind, Roger actually made a mistake and got overtaken by Max.
The second position, Ryan right behind him taking third. Nicholas now going behind Ryan taking fourth position. Andrew going for fifth. Skill going for sixth. Lucas Gulicek seventh place. Nicholas Barrion seems like all along going for eighth position. Youth Farriers still on the second bank's corner of the track, now going down to the start finish corner. But it's not a straight, let's be real. Taking ninth position, and Alexander Gray, the first Ford, going to the first and last corner to the start finish line. And there you go, 10th place. That's your first Ford overtaken on the line. Roger Schuel going for 11th. Doesn't seem like Max can overtake him up to the line. The gap of 400. Oh, 4 tenths, not 400s. Max, that's amazing. Nico Vanni, used to be Nico Vanni and El Ripo battling for 13th and 14th place. El Ripo just having so much speed going round, I want to say the inside, the low line of the bank's turn, and that gives him 13th place, and Nico having 14th. Mad Bull retiring in pit lane as well as Diego Teixeira. That was your first race.
With a 14.6 second gap from P1 to P2, I think Nathan Older has got a really good chance of charging through the field in the second race. As we have a reverse grid, so Spacetime, could you quickly clarify what the reverse grid actually is made up for? Is it from the
Reverse
race
grid.
position or is it from the qualifying positions?
It is from the race positions.
So that means that Nathan Older will be starting towards the back of the grid.
That's right.
Right in front of the DNF cars, it seems. So Nathan Older
Yes,
will be
the
starting
NF
from
cars will not be
13th.
allowed in front.
Looks like.
Starting 13th, Ryan, I hope will join back. He has time. But this will be a battle. That's for sure. Nathan
Yeah, this is going to be
and Ryan
a
Skulker.
charge.
Yeah, Nathan and Ryan Skulker. Just one car between both of them.
And we've got the Fords, actually, 2 Fords in the top 5 right now starting. I doubt they'll be able to live there for long enough if we've seen anything from the last race. We could see the Fords actually dropping back and back and back throughout the race. But they have a little bit of an advantage now, starting in 3rd and 5th. So they might be able to hold on to those positions. But we've seen before that that Nicholas Berrien actually going from somewhere in the front positions all the way to the back and battling back up to one of the better point scoring positions, as he's starting in P7 now. I think that's quite an advantage. He might be actually a contender for the win for the second race, as Ryan joins back in and will be starting in P11. Also a very good contender. Nathan, with the pace that he had in the last race, he dominated and might be able to do the same thing again, but this time he has got to charge through the entire field and overtake drivers such as John Ford, Ryan Skywalker, and Nicholas Berrien.
Here you see the beautiful grid of cars lining up on the start-finish straight. As well, Nico Viani, that's your pole sitter. That's the car in front. Number 1, Nicolas Viani. 1, El Ripo. 2nd, Max Luxembourg. 3rd, Roger Schuel. 4th, Alexander Gray. 5th, Joust Weyers. I'm saying it wrong. Is 6th, 7th, Nicolas Berrien. 8th, Lucas Gulicek. 9th, Senor Skill, first name, last name. Skitliam. All of these names just rolls off the tongue. There you go. 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights. The lights are hard, and away we go. And almost no reaction from the front runners. Max Lutiscam having one of the best starts he wants, doing a Williams. Goes onto the apron. Oh, that's a giant crash in the back. A lot of people collected there. It's not that much. Now going into the first turn, more crashes. Alexander Gray is somehow first. Haven is second, and Ryan is third. Just in the span of one corner.
What has happened, Spitslam? This is like Australia restart number 3. Well, I was just talking about Nathan having to battle through the entire grid, but only after 2 turns, he's gone from last to first. And we have Nicholas Berrien, who was in P7, dropped down to P10. He's got to fight more and more, with Ryan in 2nd place, actually changing down the 1st place now, and the Ford of Max dropping all the way back to 11th, which I feel like is the right punishment for cutting the apron like that, especially on the race start. It's just strange. Well, Alex is now defending from every single Ferrari that's being thrown at him, but with the Ford engine in it, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. The Ferraris are just too fast, too quick, as Senor Skittle jumps around the outside and pulling a gap right now. Roger's being attacked by John Ford down the inside, going into the onto the straight, onto the chicane. Roger losing another position, and
Wait,
possibly another one.
I'm sorry, Wobbs, but there's the ball going down for the first place. Ryan Skulker diving it down into the bus stop or the Lemon, or how do you want to call it? Nathan, Ryan, no! Both of those, both of the leaders crashing out. Senor Skull somehow finds himself in first place. Just first in second, John Ford in third. And they have touched by Ryan going onto the grass. Little Skill having a lot of time at the time of his life in the first place, and now there will be Carnage going down for third and second place as well. Lucas Kulic will try and take the second place from John Ford going down to the start finish straight. Oh, bumping his race, and there you go. Lucas Kulic bumping a little bit of John Ford, trying to get in. Oh, taking it a little bit too wide. Maybe that's a strategy, what do I know? But
Ryan locking up and making a big mistake into T1. And there goes his chances of even trying to win the race. He's got to make up for a lot of time. While Nathan is actually, if you look at it, the grid's still really close. The gaps are all within 3 seconds, all the way up to P11, with the first Ford being in P6, getting overtaken by Joost right now, who's currently into P6. Nathan back up to P9, within half a second of the car ahead, and from the looks of it, this is still anyone's race.
This is really anyone's race. Little Skill, Andrew Blake, John Ford, Lucas Gulic, all of these drivers, one mistake and they are gone at the end of the grid. Lucas having more and more problems with the brake issue, as you can see right there on the bottom of your screen. John Ford and Andrew Blake, battle of the two DKR boys, will be one of the battles of the century. There I see Nathan Older challenging Alexander Gray, the first Ford on the grid. Ryan in 12th place, Nathan being the better one of both of them. John Ford overtaking Andrew Glegg, coming into the Le Mans chicane, or bus stop, how it's named here in Assetto Corsa. Gulicek doing the same strategy as Ryan Skywalker. Will need to go up to race pace. He will drop so many positions right now. John Ford and Andrew Glegg are so close to each other. It's so much.
Ryan actually making another mistake. Ryan is just making mistake after mistake and losing a lot of time with that. He's now 2 seconds behind P11. And the Fords are back again in P8 as Nicholas gets overtaken on the start-finish straight by Lucas Gulicek. Trying to see if he can get back that position into T1. He's going to be fighting for that one. As a front, we have a little bit of a spin from John Ford and Senior Skittle. And there's contact. Nathan running right into Senior Skittle. Alexander Gray being able to pull away with that one.
What is this race? Andrew Glegg going in the first position somehow. Nicholas Barrion second. Lucas Kulicek for the Joust Bears fourth. These drivers, I don't even know where they are. They should be in the midfield or somehow battling for the first position. All of these people actually have already won a race. So nothing new here. Alexander Gray somehow back in 5th place. I don't know what's happening here. This is crazy.
It's chaos, Spitslam, it's chaos. As Ryan is going up to P10 currently, going a little bit wide there, but actually only 2 positions behind Nathan as John Ford goes really wide there and loses a position. And Nathan says thank you very much, going up to chase P6, which is Roger. And after that we have Alexander in the Ford.
There goes Lucas Gulicek down around the outside for the upline for the back turn. Now for the outside for the start of the chicane. Breaking in, and he just smacks it into the chicane, not making the same mistake as Ryan Skelker. But getting maybe a little bit more speed, a little less speed than Just Wares. But seems like he can carry on. Nicholas Barriant overtaking Andrew Glegg for first place. DKR loses first place right now, and the battle will still go on. Going side by side on the start finish straight. We have the faster Ferrari of Nicholas Barriant. Andrew Glegg now being faster, having the high line onto the start finish straight. Fastest lap by no one for now. Andrew a little bit locking up into the first corner. Ryan Skalker fastest lap 153.183. Ryan will try and make a comeback. Where is Ryan? Ryan is 9, Nathan is 6, or making up places. Alexander Gray, first Ford is 7 in the GT40. At 6
As
now, it
Nathan
seems like
has
Nathan.
contact in his spin out. Ryan actually picking up that position, also the other position of the Ford into P6 now. Trying to chase John Ford in the car ahead, who has got a pretty big gap ahead of him as Joost and Lucas Gulicek. Lucas Gulicek getting very unstable there as Joost gets a free P3. As Nicholas Barriand chasing Andrew Glegg for P2. A P1 actually, sorry.
P1.
For P1, even better. As they're approaching the banked corner onto the chicane. Let's see if anyone's going to make a nice little move down there as Roger gets a little bit unstable. It seems to be that corner is really upsetting the cars over there. Or it's just a braking mistake that we had before. As Nathan is trying to overtake Roger right here, dropping down all the way to P10. After being P1 after just 2 corners. Now up to Alexander, who's got the Ford and obviously the less strong car in this race. He takes a free position there. Let's see how close he can get to Senior Skittle in the chicane. Very close actually. It's the battle for P1. They're going side by side onto the start-finish line. And with Andrew Glegg having the lower line, I think it's all about the braking right now into
slipstream
the
as
first
well.
corner.
Nicholas trying to get the slipstream, taking the high line for now because he knew it worked for Andrew Glegg. Having maybe a little more speed. I don't know who came over the line first. I have no idea at all. Going side by side. Oh, that's a little bit of a lockup by Nicolas Barrions, the French, not making very well in the Italian-made car. Quite funny, don't ask me why. But yeah, we'll see if anything more interesting can happen. Nicolas Barrions trying to dive down the international horseshoe. Oh, Andrew Glegg having it a little bit wide, almost drift into third. Gulicek does nothing on Joust Veus. But right now, all the eyes are pointed towards Nicolas Barrion and Andrew Glegg. Oh, Nicolas just sent it down the inside. Andrew sticks it in, somehow doesn't get upset by that. Joust Veus gets second place. Lucas gets third. And here we go. We are just 9 minutes into this madness. And so much things have happened already. This is the reverse race. This is what we came here for.
So Alexander drops back to P8. He was a little bit further ahead right now. Ryan chasing John Ford for P5, trying to make it into the podium positions actually, with John Ford only having 2.5 seconds ahead of him, with Nicholas Barriant hitting the wall and going very slowly as John Ford and Ryan Skywalker both go through Ryan, trying to make a move possibly onto John Ford into the chicane. John Ford maybe blocking the inside a little bit. Ryan trying to outbrake it and it's just barely not able to make the pass. Maybe he can get something on the exit as John's car looked a little bit wide there. Nathan getting into battle with Max, who goes over the grass right now into the chicane. And oh, Nicholas, yes, stopped on track. What happened?
It seems like
Nicholas
his engine is broken. Oh, that's maybe how Diego broke his engine actually. He slammed it into the wall and the engine just broke. Astor Corsa does it sometimes. Here we have Ryan Skywalker trying to overtake for 5th place. Actually for 4th place. Oh, I didn't even notice that. He's trying to overtake for 4th place John Ford. John Ford locking up a little bit. Not the same can be said by Ryan Skywalker. But still no dives. Maybe we'll see some into the horseshoes. The first one
as Max
happens.
Overshoots T1 and actually takes out Roger. And Nathan will be able to pick up 2 places out of that. And now chasing Alexander in the Ford. As Ryan gets really close onto John Ford, trying to make it into the second horseshoe. Can he make a move happen there? Maybe he made a little bit of a mistake on the exit there as John locks up. Maybe Ryan can get something on the exit of this. He can at least get very close as John goes sideways. And Ryan has to take evasive action and take the position as John goes off track. Nathan now very close to Alexander, also in the second horseshoe. Who will get the better traction from what I've seen? The Ferrari will get it, and Nathan gets past Alexander.
Lucas is third. He is now actually at the end of this race. If he keeps this position and Nathan doesn't get closer, he actually might be on the winning step for once in his career for now. Seems like that may be it because Ryan doesn't seem to be getting closer. As I said, I'm getting closer and closer to Lucas Gulicek. who is actually going for the championship. So I don't think Team Motors will be set here. Oh, Ryan going a little bit also wide. That's
I think
surely he cut
I
the
think
grass.
Gulicek will also be able to get to at least wanting to catch up to P2 to get that little bit extra margin to make sure that he overtakes Nathan in the championship standings. We're currently P2 and Nathan P1. And I feel like this is going to be a very close battle. Ryan maybe trying to pull a gap behind and make sure that Lucas can get ahead properly and not get attacked from behind. As Nathan is 6 seconds behind Senior Skittle, I doubt he's going to be able to make enough time. He's only got 3 minutes left, which I think it's going to be 2 or 3 more laps. With Andrew Glegg being 4 seconds ahead of Joost. Lucas is getting really close now within a second. See if we can make something happen in the second horseshoe. At least get close enough by braking. See if we can do anything on this lap. Maybe in towards the chicane. As he gets really close braking. Neither of the drivers making a mistake. Lucas getting a little bit of a better traction throughout the corner. Going up to no name. If Lucas does the same thing now twice again. Ooh, making a big mistake there and locking up into no name. Joost being able to drive away. And Ryan overtaking Lucas. And now, I'm not so sure who's going to be standing on the top step. Lucas might still be able to fight with Ryan, but Ryan is rapid. He's quick. They're around the same pace, so it's going to be a question who's going to be winning this.
Nathan. Actually, Ryan has the fastest lap for this race, but Nathan has 4 seconds to catch up. I would say like in 3 or 2 minutes. So anything can happen. It's anyone's game at this point, I think. Also, you can see the same livery, both the Sith Lords overtaken. Is that seems like Ryan
That looks like Team
slowed
Orders.
down. That looks like Team Orders.
But then again, Ryan going around the outside again. This is...
Ryan is the team leader. Are they both?
I think they're just battling for the win, Spitlam. I think they are both trying to get the win. And the only wish that Nathan has right now, as he looks through the scoreboard, is that both of these drivers take each other out. And then he'll be able to run away with it. As Lucas makes a little mistake, Ryan taking it a little bit more safe. They're costing each other time right now. I feel like the best option would be to just play for the team and actually catch Joost. But they seem to be losing each other a lot of time. And it's just very, very bad.
You can see John Ford, the first of the TKR boys, right behind them. Actually, for seconds, didn't seem that close. That doesn't seem that far away, but still, 4 seconds is a long time. Getting down.
Ryan making a move down the inside.
Where is Andrew? Wait, when did Andrew get first? Oh, now I remember.
Andrew got first place a long time ago.
Yes,
it's time to wake up.
I don't remember. It's a long time. He just somehow pulled a 5-second gap to Joost Vegas.
It's a chaotic race, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And now Ryan is actually trying maybe to get up to P2, as Andrew will have to do one more lap after this finish, after the timer hits 0, if I recall correctly. That means that Ryan has one more lap. Yeah, there's one more lap remaining. That means that Ryan has one more lap to take P2 off of Joost's hand. And maybe if he does it before the end of this lap, Lucas will be able to take another shot as well. And they might actually end up with a double podium here. As Mad Bull makes a mistake into no name and dropping down a few positions as well.
It actually seems like the two are working together for that payable first place in the championship. Would really help Gulicek up into the coming rounds, with the next round, with me not being here and Adam not available. It will not be streamed. But if anybody you want, join the Discord. We'll raise, I think, I don't know. It will be the bathtub somewhere.
Ooh, Lucas making a mad lockup there and actually losing his chances. While Ryan is getting really close to Joost. Ryan currently 5th in the championship. Really close to John Ford. But John Ford is currently 2 positions behind. Don't recall where he finished in the last race. But that might actually shake things up a little bit. As Ryan gets really, really close right now. As you see, Senior Skittle driving very slowly. He's on the top of the leaderboard for no reason. It appears that Alexander also makes a mistake. Roger into the wall. as the leaderboard kind of settles back again. Senior Skittle going very slow on the apron. As Ryan trying to make a move around the outside of Yost into No Name. Can he maybe pull off a switchback, get a little bit more traction, and get him before the chicane? As Yost, the back end of his car slips away a little bit, Ryan gets the better traction, and he's going faster. He's currently faster. But he has the outside line, so that means he has to travel more of a distance. Let's see if they can get side by side before the chicane.
Oh,
It's going
you
to be
can see
very
the
close. Ryan almost kissing the wall, going
Whoa.
for a look down the inside, and Yost braking very, very late, but keeping the position for now, as this is the final lap, and the battle for P2 currently very, very strong. As the two Fords behind him, P8 and P9, are also battling. Andrew Glegg with a very nice 6-second lead going up to the start-finish line.
Do you
As
think?
the battle for P2, they're lining
Yeah.
up perfectly like this.
Do you think that steam motors will be a thing, and right before the line, Ryan will slow down? Let Gulichik pass. Don't know. Andrew Glegg, it's your first winner. I don't know if Andrew actually won before. I think he might be the first winner. Use spares. I I call
I can confirm that Andrew has not won before.
Andrew has not won before. Use Joe Thayers. Second, Lucas third, Ryan fourth, John fifth, Nathan sixth,
And
Max.
we look down to
Oh,
P7. There's a little
look
battle
at
going on, a
P7.
drag race to the finish line. As Max is currently holding P7 with Alexander. It's P8. Can he
Look at
make it still? I don't think he has enough time to the finish line. He's trying to make it
oh,
slipstream on the inside, and Max
oh.
takes P. Did he take P7?
Yeah, Max takes P7 by 43,000.
That was so close. That was
Alexander
really,
Gray
really
in
close.
A must be fuming about that, but that's a good result nonetheless. Roger Roger Sale 9, Mad Bull 10, Lithium Senior Skill 11, Nicholas Sharon 12, and Diego Texera 13.
Nathan being in P6, I doubt he's going to be happy with this result. He was P1 after only 2 corners.
Look
So I
at
think
my
with all those
stream.
crashes,
Look at the stream, and you will see Gulicek and Ryan overtook at the end, at the very end of both of their, bo- just at the end that they could. So I think there might be a little bit maybe of stream team orders. We don't know.
it looked like there was.
We will not know until in
We
14 days
ask.
when I will be back, and I will ask Andrew Glegg if I can find him here. And who was first? That was Nathan, right?
Yeah, Nathan won the first race by a landslide.
Yeah, so guys, I was not ready. I don't have uh post stream things. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Just post stream stock footage because I got the call yesterday night and I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have time. So sorry for that.
I can assure you that second race was insane. The first 2 laps were filled with nothing but crashes left and right and chaos, and my heart rate was just going up and back down, and then it was settled a little bit, and there was another crash putting Nathan into first, and then another crash putting Nathan into last, and his emotions must have been a roller coaster as well throughout this race. It was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't know how my voice is still working. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so there we go. Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
This is your first race win, if I'm right.
Yeah, finally, long time coming.
So, what a carnage that was. What did you think at lap just turn one, lap one, when all of all of the things that happened in front of you?
Yeah, it's just just trying to avoid it all, stay out of the way of it. You know, you're either going to get lucky with that sort of thing or you're not. But yeah, once I managed to get out front, I was having a bit of a battle. Can't remember who with. But yeah, he obviously made a brave move and ended up tapping me, which actually gave me suspension damage. So I sort of thought that was going to be it for that point, but managed to keep my times up, managed to pull a bit of a gap, and yeah, bring it on home.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know where you finished in race one. I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
Fifth. I was
Fifth.
running in third, but yeah, my own mistake cost me a few places. Managed to make up one, but yeah.
Still very consistent. That means you should be somewhere up top in the standings. Where are you?
Probably not.
Andrew.
I have missed a couple of rounds.
Oh, you,
So
from
yeah,
17. A win and a fifth place should buck you up at least around the top 10, I think. So that's a very good performance.
yeah. Hopefully we can keep it going.
What's your full
Just
emotions of just the race, both of them?
Sorry, what was that?
Just both of the emotions from the first and the second race. I think more of the second race. You must be pretty excited to win in this Ferrari.
Yeah, yeah. It's a nice feeling for sure. You never take a win away, can you? It's always a good feeling. Just yeah, hopefully we can get more podiums. Obviously, you've got strong competition in this league. Like Skywalker, obviously, Nathan, John are both very good, consistent drivers. So yeah, a lot of challenges, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah. But any questions for Andrew?
Yeah, just one. We were wondering on stream. At some point, we didn't even know when, but you reached into P1 and you were just sitting in P1 very comfortably at a very big gap actually to P2. At what point did you actually get P1? Was there a crash out of you, or did you just get it on battles? Because I don't think we got it on stream. There was so much
We
drama going, so much crashes.
To be
we
honest,
didn't
I'd have
get
to
it on
watch my
stream.
replay. I think there was a mistake. I think I was running third, and whoever was running P1 made a mistake. John was running P2, I believe, at that time, and he tried to avoid that accident, which basically put me into P1. And then, yeah, from there, it was just managing it all the way home.
It was Nicholas Barrion crashing into you, spinning out. It was the second horseshoe or into infield, like
Yeah,
before the bank turn. And I think that's when I have it on stream. I remember that. Yeah, but if I'm right, that's where you just got the first plate and just ran away.
yeah, that's it. So we were battling up until that point. That's when I got the suspension damage as well. And yeah, like I say, I thought that was sort of game over then. But yeah, managed to keep pulling away from whoever was behind me at that point, and yeah, all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, very great race by you. Also, very good performances for both races. Great talking to you. Hope to see you more here in
Yeah,
the
hopefully
commentary
so.
box.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hope to see you here more.
Hope
I'm sorry for that. I will just say sorry after that. That was Andrew Gleck, our second race winner, and our first race winner, Nathan Older. Hello, Nathan.
Good evening.
Welcome back to the commentary lounge, the place that you are very well associated with for now. So,
Yep.
the first race was a quite comfortable victory for you, 14-second gap.
Yeah, the first race was pretty smooth. Good start. Got away. Um, and yeah, I was able to put the lap times in and just keep going. Didn't have anyone around me to cause me any trouble, so stayed out of trouble. And it was simple. And it was a 1-2 for the team as well.
But more, what happened? Um, it was the chicane at the first lap. What happened there? Do you know? Because I have got it on stream, but for like a second because too many things were happening.
Yeah. Well, basically, coming onto the oval, obviously the car behind is always going to get a good run with a good toe. So a certain someone put it up the inside, and I thought I'll let him have it. I'll brake a little bit earlier because he's on a bad line. He's going to brake late. I'll let him have probably run wide and have to lift to give back the time. But unfortunately, he ran out of talent lost the rear of the car, went round and come back onto the track straight into me, which wrecked my race and my car. So yeah, that's the third or fourth time now he's hit me this season. So it's becoming quite a frequent occurrence now, which is getting a little annoying.
So a little bit of a rivalry between you two starts to spark up here, if I'm right. But also, Gulicek got third place, and that means your championship is a little bit of, as I would say, in danger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah, there's multiple drivers that are still in the hunt for the championship, certainly with the drop round. So yeah, Koenigsegg, yeah, had some decent pace in that second race certainly, and was able to score some good points. Yeah, so unfortunately, I was well down in the order in the second race. I had a couple of incidents where people were just having accidents in front of me, and I was unable to avoid some of them. So yeah, the car was a twisted wreck at the end of that second race, unfortunately.
I think the best way is that Wob said it. It's crazier than it was the third or second restart. I don't remember. Second restart at the Australian Grand Prix of this F1 weekend.
Yeah, it was yeah, turn one was on that one was certainly like that. I mean, the second race I started at the back, and by turn 2 or 3 I was leading the race where everyone was just having an accident in front of me, which worked quite well. And the second race would have been great. There would have been a great battle for the lead with me and Ryan, but Ryan had to ruin it. So yeah, it's shame. But yeah, like you say, it was a bit like the restart in the Australian Grand Prix. Lots of people having moments in a desperate bid to try and move forward.
It's crazy as well. You two starting at the back of the grid, being in second and third place after turn one. That's something not seen before here. I don't think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it must have been good to view. I mean, it was good from inside the car. So I'm yeah, sure it was good from your point of view as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vaps, any questions?
Just one. Did you use a heart rate monitor? Because I'm sure it was broken after lap one, going from last on the grid, to first after 2 corners, and then getting hit in the chicane. Like, what were the emotions going through you after the first few corners?
Yeah. I mean, the first 2 corners were great. Yeah, the adrenaline's pumping, the heart rate's up. Really enjoying it. But by the end of the lap, let's just say I've calmed down a lot since then, and I'm still angry. So yeah, it was eventful, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm sure the stewards have got a lot of work to do now. Um, and yeah, we'll see what the end result is when the stewards have had their
I
say.
can. I was just commenting, but I can look at my heart rate. It spiked over like something 95. I think that was one of the highest that I had during the race. So
Yeah,
carnage
I'm
was
sure my
real.
yeah yeah I'm guessing my heart rate would have been a little bit higher than that, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe next time I'll have to monitor that. Yeah, and I'll let you know.
My smartwatch, I think that's that's the best
Yeah,
purchase you will
yeah,
do in your life.
yeah. I might have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you. Very good. I want to say both races. It's a shame for that second race. I was very excited for the battle of you two going
Yeah.
down into.
Yep. I was looking forward to it, but it ended far too early, didn't it?
But
Uh,
good results. We will see on how the championship standings will evolve and how much you will have to push for
yep. Yep. No,
not next
I
week in
mean,
14 days.
yeah. Every race I'll be pushing flat out. Don't you worry. But yeah. Just got to keep pushing that championship lead a little further away from the others. But yeah, not the best results tonight, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you as well. That was Nathan Older, our first race winner. We had Andrew Glad, our second race winner. I've been your commentator, Spitslam, and your secondary commentator, Wasps. Wasps, can
That's me.
you can you somehow summarize the two races we had for tonight in like
Well,
three
for the
words?
first race, I would say utter complete domination. And for the second race, I would somehow classify that as underdog Australia V2.
That's very well. Mercury, we are not streaming next week. It will be, I don't know, bathtub somewhere. I didn't want to race bathtubs in the mid-season, but both me and Adam don't have time. We are too lazy to find a broadcaster, and the people have voted, if I'm right, for there to be a non-championship week. I'll just make sure. Yeah. So we have a non-championship round, and the NASCAR will be on to 18 when I will be back. Let's hope with our big boy Adam Chapman. So thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I've been Spitsam and Wops here with the commentary box in the commentary box with me. So
Oh, that's where I'm supposed to say something. Hi.
yes, yeah, just and see ya in 2 weeks. Bye.